Yanu ebibimbe Yanu ebibimbe
First of all, we are painting a picture that this is your school. And when you leave your school, that's not the end. You are still an integral part of the school as a stakeholder. Number two, we're also painting a picture of returning to do something for your school. Number three, we are painting a picture of success networks and all the things that come with it. 100 years from now, if Jesus tarries, the Daddy fraternity must be growing leaps and bounds. Hello, I'm Rev Dr. Rev Markwei, the president of the Daddy fraternity, that is the Presec Old Students Association, Legon, Presec Legon, Old Students Association. And I'm a Reverend Minister by calling, and then maybe a servant to Presec. We are 80 years, and 80 years gives us the opportunity to look into our past. Our past is amazing. Whereas other schools was by like a government directive, like Timota and the British government directive. In France, the Methodist Church, the Wesley girls, the Methodist Church. I mean, Presec, the missionaries who came down were reluctant to start a school. It was the local Presbyterian synod who said, we're going to do it. So no help, no nothing, but collection, offerings from the various churches started the school. If you look at the buildings and everything, no one will tell you, Krabodumasi did fantastic. There was going to be a vacancy for the presidency. So then some of the past presidents, like Dr. Kusuwa, Isokal Kante, and some of them just met. And then they called on my class to give them somebody. So my name came up amongst others. And they called one very good friend of mine and a close friend of mine, called Enyinam Boatin, both. And Enyinam Boatin and Ampedu Kisi, my class president. Then what they did was that they sent me a feeler without me knowing what was. They said, we're being called upon to give somebody to become the president of the whole board. Off the cuff of my head, I quickly rattled some names. Until today, I still believe, and I'm not trying to be humble, but I still believe that they could have done a better job. Dr. Frankie Dukalbank, Professor Anite of Kolebu, and then Dr. James Boatin. So off the cuff, I just fired these names. And I was talking with Vin. Then both became hesitant. Then he said, what about you? And my first exclamation, no, don't even think about it. They left it. And we left it at that. I was in my office one time when some of my mates came, and they were like very charged and with both. All this orchestrated. And they said, look, we have to, and I said, no, I mean, hey. So I said to them, all right, no, you let me go and think about it. But honestly, I don't want it. But, Sinokal Kante, I traveled, and then when I came back, they done it. And I was just caught. It's like, these guys, I think they did it like the chieftaincy system where somebody is chased and trapped and then a noose is hung around your neck. And then, well, so that was basically what happened. But after prayerfully considering it, I said, well, let me give it a shot and see what will happen. There you are. I'll call it a conspiracy. My purpose was to make the alumni visible, number 2, vibrant, and then number 3, viable. First of all, visible. Most old student organizations just gather around nostalgia, but they don't harness the energy that is generated back to the school. So then I said, okay, we're going to harness that energy to the school. So then we're going for projects. Where was Presec when we were there? What was Presec? What is Presec now? Where is Presec now? A school that was built for 800 people is now housing 3,000 people. So in terms of the wear and tear on the infrastructure and all those other things, it was that involvement that introduced a new element to administration and to the school hierarchy, that we are coming in as major stakeholders, not the major, but major stakeholders in the future and the destiny of the school. And to do that, we need to forge a good working relationship with the present administration. Not in a dictatorial tone, but in a what do we call it, in a co-worker mentality. Most schools, you have year groups doing something in a year, one project in a year. And that is probably a class celebrating their 25th anniversary or something like that. Now, we have moved beyond that. So we have 4 levels of interventions in the school, infrastructural interventions or aid interventions in the school. Number 1, first of all, the year groups. Every year group is doing something. Or every year group is supposed to do something, irrespective of whether it's your anniversary. So we have multiple projects going on at the same time. So if a year group, the 25th year group, is doing something to present on the 25th, we don't care about 25th anniversary celebration. There's something a year group is doing. A year group is renovating a dormitory or a house. A year group is renovating a laboratory. A year group is renovating a computer lab or something like that, an IT lab. And so we have moved beyond 1 a year to multiple a year. So that if you're talking of 22, then that's probably like ratio of division of 7 in a year. Apart from that, the year group 2 that is doing something, other year groups too, then the fraternity itself is also involved doing something. It's like, look, we won't sit down and wait for, but we see something that needs to, we talk to the administration about it, we get it going. Then apart from that too, we are harnessing the strength of our corporates to get involved, leveraging on our corporates. And then, now individuals are getting up of their own accord and say, I'm taking up a project. I'm just taking up a project. Like someone is building a whole house, and so that is phenomenal. In the academia, you can't fault it. At one point, 80% of medical school was made up of Presecans. And they had to go and screen for us to tone it down to 60%. Engineering school, top. Pharmacy, top. There was academic intensity. And it was competitive. There was a lot of intensity, but we had fun. Sports. Who beat Presec, by the way? The bastion of hockey was Achimota. Everybody thought Achimota. We went to their backyard and gave them a whopping. And then they started singing Moko Papa. In terms of the discipline, you can't fault it. The gradation of disciplinary structures, for example, class prefects, and then dormitory monitors, and then house captains, before housemaster, before senior housemaster, and then prefects. I mean, the prefect body. You remember, I mean, you even meet a prefect and your hands are at your back, and then you salute the person. The dining hall prefect made a very deep impact. They controlled your food, so if you mess around them, you will starve. They were pretty tough people, very strict people, and they were very noble figures. That's one of the things you saw them. There was a nobility around them, and they were very, very good people. My first 3 weeks in Form 1, I cried almost every day. Then after the first 3 weeks, a senior said to me, "This is a boys' school, you need to learn how to fight." And so he made me do a fist. And then I got into a few fights. Don't ask me, I lost all. I didn't win any. And then, because I was from a preparatory school, a small boy, 11-year-and-a-half-year-old boy. Then, getting tough, weeding, and the fun, being given your own flower bed, to look after, being taught how to dress your bed, neat and nice, so that when they throw a handkerchief on it, it slides all the way down to the floor. And then also the camaraderie, the friendship amongst us. Presec's training is holistic. For Christian training, we get a sure, solid foundation to take our places in the future of our country and church. The resilience that Presec built into me. First of all, Presec built values on what is right and what is wrong. And Presec taught me to stand up to what I believe. Presec opened chapters of academic excellence for me. Interaction with other people, the sharing. For example, we're going to do O-level, and then someone knows something that you don't know. The desire to teach, the desire to share. Presec taught me to walk with conviction instead of go for convenience. That was built in me. So I am a man of conviction. Sometimes it is easier to walk with convenience, but I'll stick with conviction. Because conviction is born from a time-tested principle. Presec also taught me humility, because you scrub the same bathroom that everybody else scrubs, and no one is exempt from that thing. We were taught to treat each other as equals. We valued humanity. We valued human beings. That is a timeless value that Presec placed in me. Look, I don't know how to say it, but I'm forever grateful to Presec. I really am. I am. I wish there were many more ways I can find to express this name of Presec. We look back at our very, very, very powerful past, and then we stand upon it. We stand upon it. We of the now stand upon it to declare a very, very prosperous present in the academia, in governance, and all those things. The past is amazing. It's out there. In 10 years, if we mention second cycle institution in Africa, in 10 years' time, the first 3 Presec names should be there. And so each and every alumni must then stand up and be counted. And each and every alumni must recognize that we have a responsibility for the relationship you have with Presec. And it's not time for us to say, what can Presec do for me again? For Presec has done something for us. It's not, what can I do for Presec? And that's where we are. May God help us. Everyone must make an investment in Presec. The investment of our time, the investment of our talents, and the investment of our treasures. It's time. Our commitment to Presec is measurable. Commitment is measurable. It's measurable by the time you spend, by the talents you invest, and then the treasures you invest in it. That measures your commitment. It's about time.